I never considered myself much of an outdoorsman, but there I was, deep in the woods, with nothing but my tent and a small fire for company. It was supposed to be a weekend of peace, a- away from the city's hustle and bustle. The first night was just perfect: clear skies, a gentle breeze, and the distant hooting of an owl. It was exactly what I needed. But the second night, things got weird. It started with what I thought were the usual sounds of the woods at night: a rustle here, a snap there. I, I wrote them off as animals or maybe the wind. I wasn't too keen on the idea of a bear wandering around, but I figured as long as I stayed in my tent, I'd be fine. However, as the night deepened, the sounds grew stranger. The rustling seemed to have a rhythm to it, almost like footsteps. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination, the result of being alone in the dark. But then the noises started to change. They weren't just random sounds of the forest anymore. They were voices. At first, they were faint. So faint I thought I was dreaming. But they grew louder and clearer. Whispers at first, then distinct words, but in a language I couldn't understand. It was like nothing I'd ever heard before, guttural, yet eerily melodic. My heart pounded in my chest. I wanted to believe it was just some hikers me- me- messing with me, but deep down, I knew it wasn't. I lay there, frozen in my sleeping bag, listening to these voices circling my tent. They seemed to be speaking to each other, but about what I couldn't tell. The fear was paralyzing. I wanted to scream, to run, but I was too scared to even unzip my tent. Then suddenly, the voices stopped. The silence was deafening. I held my breath, listening for any sign of what was out there. Minutes passed, and nothing. Just when I thought it was over, something brushed against my tent. It was so light, yet it sent a chill down my spine. My mind raced with images of ghostly figures and unknown creatures lurking just outside. I don't know how long I stayed like that, too terrified to move. Eventually, the first light of dawn crept into the sky, and the forest seemed to return to normal. I gathered my courage and stepped outside. The woods were peaceful, just like they had been when I first arrived. There was no sign of anything unusual, no footprints, no evidence of the night's terror. I packed up my stuff as fast as I could and I hiked back to my car. Every rustle in the bushes, every snap of a twig made me jump. I kept looking over my shoulder, expecting to see something or someone following me, but there was nothing. I've never gone camping alone since. I still don't know what I heard that night, or if it was just my imagination running wild. But one thing's for sure: I'll never forget those voices in the woods. They haunt me still. A reminder of the night when the peaceful forest became a place of terror.